So quickly. Good evening. Welcome to our Town of Hollywood Planning Commission meeting for the August 14th, 2025. The time is 6:31. I have a couple of announcements before we get into the meeting order of service. If you are signed up to speak, please speak into the mic so that you can be heard, and also for the recording of your announcement that you may have to us. And also, the second thing is that we are also live. This is live recording, and it's also on the Town Hall Facebook page. So you can download the information, download the minutes as well, and the agenda. Just a little bit of information. At this time, we'll have a roll call.
Commissioner Blackwelder, Commissioner Reed, Commissioner Lennon, Commissioner Saboka,
Here.
Commissioner White, Commissioner Willis, Chairperson.
Here. Please join me in a prayer and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Father and God, we thank you for another gathering. We thank you for those who are here present with the meeting. We ask you, Lord, to continue to look upon us as we favor those that are here for a particular reason. We ask, Lord, that you keep our minds open, the desires that they are wanted to put forth in this meeting, in this commissioner. We ask, Lord, for strength. We ask, Lord, for endurance. We ask, Lord, for your continuous guidance. In your holy and righteous name, amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Commissioner, have you had a chance to view your minutes? Do we have a motion on the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second? It's been moved and seconded, we accept the minutes. Are you ready for the question? Those in favor signify by saying aye. Any nays? Ayes have it, it's been approved. Thank you. Any public comments?
Yes, sir. Brian Kinley. Kinley.
What was she saying? Well, she should have said something and said, you know, give us 10 minutes or something. Speak into the mic, please. It doesn't work. Could you step over here, please, and use this one on the end? Thank you.
Good evening. So I've met a couple of you guys at previous meetings before, and my family and I are here to try to get some resolution on a problem we've been fighting for over a month. Originally came to Hollywood. My in-laws spent well into the 7 figures for a plot of land with a house on it, with the intent that we would be able to subdivide and build a house so we could be there on their property to take care of them as they get older. Our problem is we did a PERT test. It failed the PERT test. We called Charleston County to get sewer. They said that the town of Hollywood owns the sewer system and whether or not we can get sewer. We asked, I forget the woman's name is here last week. We asked her. She said that Charleston County owns it. Charleston County told my wife and I that we actually could get sewer. We came back and asked the same question. Now we can't get sewer either. We had talked to Miss Sherry a couple of times about doing a engineered septic system. And from what she is saying, we're not allowed to do that. However, in the bylaws for Hollywood, or the town of Hollywood, it specifically says that if you are unable, if the owner of a single lot is unable to use the sewer system or traditional septic system and is consequently unable to build upon his lot, he can apply for the town for a waiver of the prohibition. The prohibition may be waived if approved by the Town of Hollywood Planning and Zoning Board and the Town Council. Use of specialized on-site wastewater system is discouraged and is means of last resort. A specialized on-site wastewater system can be implemented only if approved by writing for the mayor in the Town of Hollywood. Okay, so we have exhausted all options, and we keep asking, what do we need to do to get approved to get a engineered septic system? We are being told that if we get the okay to use it, that they're got to let everybody else use it. That's not what the bylaw says. It's a case-by-case situation. So being told that we're not going to be considered to get the engineered septic system because we're afraid of developers hearing that we get approved for it, in my opinion, is not fair to us. Now, whether or not they paid 7 figures for the property, whatever, whatever. We came here because we wanted to start a family or whatever. But the fact that there are avenues to where we can move forward. We've already lost $10,000 trying to get in to build a house. We've paid for house plans. We've got tests done on the property, trying to get everything subdivided. So we're in this whole thing for a lot of money, and we keep getting told we can't build. We just want to get a path forward. Who do we need to talk to? How long is it going to take? And when can we get this approval to use this engineered septic system? Because, again, like at this point, like we got another house we have to sell to get here. So there's a lot of things that's got to fall in place, and the longer that we go into this, the more money we're going to lose. All over something that the bylaws say that we have a path forward. We just need this waiver to get done so we can get this thing moving. So as a question, who can help get this thing approved so we can get our house built?
You said you went to planning and zoning,
Yes,
and
several times.
what was the results of that, planning and zoning?
So from what she's saying is if she gets us approved to use engineered septic, then automatically that means that everybody else who's trying to build, whether it's a subdivision or not, also has to be approved. But the law that you guys have in place, that is not the case. It is case by case, on a person of their own lot, which would be us, right? And the minimum for subdividing, there's 14 acres, whatever it was, whatever they said the minimum was, the maximum, whatever it is, we already have that figured out. But the perception is that if D.R. Horton wants to build 500 houses, we have to follow the same rules as they, but that's not what the law says.
And the second question, you said you have, or you mentioned, or you read off, that you have exhausted all avenues with the town?
Well, yes.
You wrote a letter to the mayor.
Well, no,
That's what you said.
yeah, so the exhausting all options is getting the perk test, trying to see if it passes for a traditional septic. I've called Charleston County to get sewer. Again, they said we could get it. You guys, not you guys, but the town of Hollywood says they can't. So it's very conflicting of whether or not they say some's tapped out. There's a guy that owns 75 taps that he's not going to use, whatever the case is. So at that point, our last option is going before the mayor for a waiver. But from what we're being told, that's not an option either. Because if we submit a waiver and it gets approved, at that point, she has to approve everybody. That's what we are being told. Yes.
What was the name again?
Brian Kinley.
Brian Kinley?
Yeah.
And where's his property?
5680 Dixie Plantation Road. 5680 Dixie Plantation Road. Well, no, it's very costly, and we don't want to get into that process until we know that it's something that we're going to get approved and we can move forward with building our house. So just the design, I think he said it was like $4,200 just for the design.
And the land was totally vacant,
Yeah, it's
nothing on it?
well, no. So my in-laws live at one side of the property. It's 14 acres. So further in the back, they have a house and a dwelling back there. That area, whenever they built the house, it was good. They got a traditional septic. On the front, there's 4 or 5 acres of clear grass property that we are looking to build on, that it just, the perk test that we had done from a private didn't pass.
I have some questions, and you start talking about it. How many acres is going to be your property? I assume they're deeding it to you?
Yes, so it could be anywhere from an acre to 5 acre, whatever the requirement has to be, we can get that blocked off, like, so that's that.
You're open to, if there's an ordinance created, you're open to make sure it's at your property
Yes,
would be at least the minimum for that.
yeah, 3 acres, which is what we heard. I mean, that was, so as it is right now, the goal is 3 acres. If they make it 4, we'll make it 4. Whatever we got to do, we just need to move forward.
Okay, the other thing, I have a statement and a question. The statement is that a lot of engineered systems have gone into Johns Island, and groundwater is being contaminated. It's happening in Columbia. It's also happening in Greenville.
Yes.
How close would this engineered system be to groundwater, streams,
So geologically, I'm not really familiar from like a bird's eye view of what's around Dixie Plantation Road, but what I can tell you is there's no streams. It's not near the Stono River or anything like that. Like, if you guys know where Dixie Plantation Road is, it's at the top right before it turns into a dirt road. So we're not near, and everybody up there has city water anyways. They're not well systems.
And my other question is, and you already started discussing this too, you really don't know what kind of engineered system you would put in at this point?
Just an engineered system. I don't know if there's different versions or not. I just know it wouldn't be traditional.
The guy that did the inspection that told us he said we didn't need the one that was above ground, and that it was just, it didn't sound like it was, yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it wasn't.
It wasn't aerobic, was it?
So it wasn't the one that's got the big lump that it's just, yeah.
We don't need that.
No.
He says it almost hurts, but it, because
Yeah.
it just needs some more.
And you will have a drain field.
Yeah, I mean, whatever to make it legal. I mean, we're willing to do what it takes to make it right. It's just we need the approval to go get started.
Okay.
I think he said he wants to take a minute for you guys to look.
So if you can present some information for us to take a look at, site plans, the property dimensions, and in the meantime, look at a couple systems that may be available to you and have that within the site plan, so we can take a look at it for you.
Okay. So is like a list of, is there like a list of email addresses that when we get this together, we can email it to everybody so you can all have the same information?
You can yeah, it's on the website.
There are literally thousands of engineered septic systems. Somebody who doesn't do septic work is not going to have any idea of what kind of septic system, and like you said, it's about $5 grand design. So he's not going to have that kind of information without spending that kind of money. And I don't disagree with him. I wouldn't spend $5 grand if I don't know if you guys are going to approve it either. So that's the conundrum that he's up against.
Like I said, I'm already out like 10 grand in this, so if I don't get this approved, I don't get that money.
One question for you. How much is DHEC involved?
So, I believe we're going to get them to come out and do another.
Yeah, before we come out, I suggest you get DHEC to come out first, okay? Let DHEC assess the situation, and maybe they can probably, out of how many acres do you have?
Well, there's 14 total.
Well, in that 14 acres, the DHEC should be able to do some type of research, is find out which is the best suitable piece that you have that can be able to accommodate your property or your house, okay? Before we come out. We don't need to come out unless DHEC actually are going to prove it. Go ahead.
Well, one thing, for an engineered system, DHEC is not going to recommend any system, so he has to go to a private soil classifier.
Understood,
to recommend to do the soil.
but they can do it. They can do a perk test.
Well, it's not a perk test. That's traditionally what it's called.
Yeah, it's
but
called,
they
yeah.
actually do a soil profile.
A profile.
And they do a classification of the soils and where the groundwater table
Right.
is. And then they take that information and then they give that to an engineer, and he designs a system that complies with DHEC regulations.
And that will be very helpful.
But that's the $5,000 he has to spend for the design.
No,
The soil classifier, he's already had that done. Right. It has to go through the engineer.
yeah.
Engineer has to design it, and then the engineer submits it to DHEC. DHEC approves it because it's a licensed engineer that has designed it, and he's put his license on the line, saying that it will work.
Now we need you guys or whoever to get that signature for me so I can go.
Okay, thank you.
What do you say? From the last meeting?
Mr. Chairman,
Well, I'm gonna go through the whole, all over, so we're not gonna even.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an motion that we, I don't have the tax map number of this property, but then, for us to bring 5680 Dixie Plantation Road in Hollywood on the agenda so we can look at it closer for our next meeting, next month.
He wants to add that address to the agenda, 5680. 5680.
5680
That's it.
Dixie Plantation Road.
I second it.
It's been moved and second that we take 5680 for our next agenda, examine the possibility of approving an engineering system for this piece of property. Are you ready for the question? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Thank you. Next on the public comment. Did you sign up for public? This is your first time? Yes, sir. Your second time? Come on. Use the mic, please.
Right here.
So I was going to say to essentially follow up what he was saying, except for we have a conventional permit.
Excuse me, what's your property we're talking?
5328 Boone Run.
582?
5328.
532.
State your name.
My name's Chris Dudlick. Dudleck.
We got, what road?
Boone Run. Yes.
Boone Run.
Boone Run, yeah. Boone space Run.
State your matter.
All right. My name's Chris Dudlick. So we actually have a conventional septic permit. I believe we've spoken quite a bit. We need a path forward to where our leach field is just higher than where the tank was placed. Is the soil's in the top 10% in South Carolina, to where we're being told that it's an engineered system because it has a pump. That is not the case. DHEC doesn't say that. The permit doesn't say that. All of our documentation doesn't say that, and we're being held up. Our zoning permit was pulled without telling us. We dug the footer, called in the inspection, that's when we found out. We've been waiting on this for 4 weeks. We cannot get an answer from Miss Jenny. I was gonna say the mayor, we have provided all the documentation. We've had the soil classifiers call. We literally have everything, and we're being held up. We're being denied. Or should I say not denied, is the can's been kicked down the road a lot. So I'm just trying to figure out whether it's a yay, whether it's an A, whether it's whatnot. But again, the soil's in the top 10% in South Carolina.
You said you have a engineering system. You don't?
No engineer. It just has a pump.
Just a pump.
Yeah. Oh, the soil's fantastic. The leach field's here, tank's here. His water doesn't run uphill.
No.
That's it, and we're being told it's an engineered. So I would love, now that we're finally in front, please tell me why it's an engineer. There's no engineer attached. There's no inspection going to be done by an engineer, to where we can't get an answer. The pump literally goes in. Because of the way the system was designed, it's actually 50% cleaner than your regular systems. It's it's classified as an alternate conventional system. Alternate means another option. That's it, another option for a conventional system. So that's, like I said, we're just trying to get moving.
With the same situation. And one gentleman went back to DHEC, and they are now listing his as conventional, so I can approve his. I have asked DHEC to classify it as conventional alternative.
Everything says conventional. It says on the permit, conventional.
It says alternative.
But that means another option.
I understand, and I'm talking to DHEC as soon as a few minutes ago on the same issue and how they classify things. The ordinance that was written for the town is based on 2007, and I am working on that, and I believe this is for Mr. Lee Clark, is that correct? I have found a way to grant him a waiver. Just haven't been able to talk to the mayor about it. And because of his topography, not for any other reason, but the topography of the lot, which makes it different for that waiver, because the problem with the waiver is the way the ordinance is written, which I'm working on rewriting, is that a variance or a waiver has to be something unique to that property. Everybody, just a minute, Chris. Everyone has the same issue because of the soil and because the way, and not in your case, I understand that, but for that waiver to be granted, it should be something that, or the law requires it to be something that is unique to that property. So that is the settlement for Mr. Clark's.
No. Just define to me why it's an engineered system. There's no engineered.
It doesn't. The ordinance goes on to say any specialized system, and special. Okay, if you want me to speak, then I'll speak. But if you want to speak, please speak up. Chris, go
I'm
ahead.
just trying to figure out to where an engineered system has to be inspected by an engineer. It has to be designed. It is exactly as this gentleman over here. There's so many different systems.
I understand, Chris. We've had this conversation many times.
This is still a standard conventional system.
I understand what you're
You just
saying.
have to get water from point A to point B. And that's it. And like I said, get approved a ton of land that's not
If I can add a statement, I was here for another meeting, when you came into the office and was talking about this, and the planner did say, if you can go to, if it's really conventional, just have them put on their
It says
conventional.
conventional. It has on there. It's just alternative conventional, and all that means is just another option. There's this conventional. This conventional is just like you're talking about for engineers.
Not an alternative.
So guys, DHEC regulation 61-56 is what systems are designed on. And if you go through that regulation real carefully, it's about 100 and something pages. But if you go through that regulation, 111 pages. If you go through that regulation, they have a cut sheet for every system that they will approve in there. They have what is a conventional system, and then they have alternatives to that. And it's probably 20 or 25 of them in there. Just because they say alternative does not mean it's an engineered system. The only reason why,
I understand what you're saying.
if it was, and just for so everyone's education, if it's an engineered system, DHEC won't even do the design on it. It has to go to an engineer. So he has a pump, and because there's a different elevation where his inlet comes out of his house to get to the drain field, they put in a pump chamber, and it pumps the liquid water, not the sewer itself, not the solids, up to this drain field where it can absorb into the ground. If his house was up higher, he wouldn't need the pump.
Agreed. That's exactly what
But
we
just
told
because
them
you
in
have
the
a
meeting.
pump does not make a system an engineered set.
I understand what you're saying.
Now, this guy, you're in construction. You're digging footers.
Oh no, we dug. We're going to be redigging.
So you're trying to pour
drug your
footers.
feet. So
I know.
So
I didn't write this ordinance.
But this was approved at some point, right?
Yep.
And he got issued a building permit. Now he's in the middle of construction, and
Yes,
now we're
that's
stopping
correct.
construction.
That's correct.
That's not right. That's not right. It's not right.
thank you. zoning permit pulled 5 minutes after we called in the inspection, we were notified.
All right, comment. It appears that because of our lack of sewer, that this issue is going to keep coming up, not just you and you, several other people down the road. And I'm going to ask these questions to everybody. To the best of your knowledge, what's the size of your lot?
1.75. 1.4 acres.
And to the best of your knowledge, how close is it to water sources?
I mean, it's on the waterway.
I didn't hear.
It is on the waterway. It's on the Stono River.
Okay, so
But it's, I mean,
at least 75 feet away from any water source?
yeah, and that's why it's uphill. It's actually up on a bluff to where, I mean, the ground elevation's at 18, to where the lot, or should I say, to the front corner of the house is 265 feet off the road. So our septic is actually another 65 feet in front of the house, so we're well beyond the 75 from the Stono River. And like I said, it's just up on a bluff. The lot kind of crowns to where we've got the house here, we've got the crown here, we actually have the leach field, the repair area just over that crown.
And let me understand, this is not an engineered system as such, it is a modified conventional system.
Not even modified,
I mean, by a pump,
alternate, conventional.
Alternate.
That's it. So it's just like this gentleman was saying,
Okay.
the DHEC literally cites exactly what it is. It's a DHEC inspector. DHEC did the design. It is a conventional permit. It is not an engineer.
So my question is, what do you need, Jenny, to be comfortable to approve it? Because they're in the middle of construction.
You said, what do you need to be able to approve?
Before any of this happened, I went to the town attorney and the mayor, and it was discussed because all the ancillary permits were coming in for plumbing, electric, and all that. So those were the permits that I wasn't approving because it was not a conventional system. So before, it was not a small decision to stop permitting these. It was not a small decision. Whatever, I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong language, but it was not a small decision. I did not make the decision alone, and we have, I guess, an ordinance that we're trying to amend, and we haven't gotten to, I mean, I don't know, I don't have an answer for
Your
you.
ordinance doesn't say anything about pumps. It says engineered systems.
It says any specialized system, the only thing that's approved is conventional.
It says conventional. It's all
Okay, so we've had this conversation many times.
So,
I'm not going to change
right.
what the
But
decision.
the thing is,
I
our
can't
ordinance,
make that decision
I know
myself.
that. But the thing is, there's two different things happening. Our ordinance was prepared in 2007, using 2007 manual. UTEC has recently upgraded that whole 61-56 regulation within the last few years. So the language is definitely.
Yeah.
We have a March right now. Unless that was approval before the March right now.
I have a question. When did you start your project? May. Okay. So. Okay. Well, right now, the reason why she keeps saying change zone, we are in, Hollywood is in the moratorium. It started in, I believe, February or March. So that everything kind of gets halt until we're changing all the ordinances and lot sizes and a lot of things. And so that's kind of where that's coming from.
It's not because it's already published, it's because our town council voted us that we are in a moratorium, and we're changing all the ordinances.
What?
Apply for a waiver. I'm sorry, you asked me?
Order, order. I apologize. You're in the back. Your situation has already been settled. So, it pretty much settled. We're going to come out and take a look at your property. So please, let us address this gentleman issue so we can move on. Okay. All right. Sir, what do you need for this committee to do?
I just need a path forward. It is, we keep getting told as we're looking at it, yeah, we should be able to process it. We should be able to do this. However, getting a call back, getting any kind of response, getting anything, it makes it real tough to do business.
Did you get a cease and desist order?
No cease and desist. Our building permit was just pulled.
It was just pulled.
It was just
By whom? Okay, and did you give him an explanation why? Did you give him an explanation why?
Talking to several of the people concerned with that particular address, mostly Mr. Clark himself, and to actually, I'm sorry, so I think this gentleman is just maybe out of the loop because I've been emailing with Mr. Clark and his soil person and GHEC actually through today on getting this corrected.
Okay.
So he may not be included in those emails, but that's not my choice. That was the choice of the others that were involved.
So what you're saying is we got him,
So his situation is, he should, Mr. Clark was advised to apply for a waiver.
He needs to apply for a waiver. You need to apply for a waiver.
I don't want to be too premature.
Okay.
Your situation is not really that bad, okay? So we'll take a look at that. Please take another look at that, and let's see what...
It's the same lot. Isn't it Mr. Clark, the owner? That's what I thought. Because you're not involved in those emails, I don't know.
Because your system is, all you have is a double tank. You have one tank that collects the waste. The other tank has a pump, which pumps the water to a higher level. There are systems in the town of Hollywood that are like that, okay? So we'll take another look at that, and
time frame. Like, that's my biggest thing, is just figuring out what is the expectation, because we were told a week and a half ago we would have an answer Monday. We haven't gotten anything.
right, we just had a meeting, so hopefully that he can get in touch with you.
So you're saying as long as he applies for the waiver,
Hopefully by Monday.
you'll feel comfortable? Waiver, okay. Good.
Yes, sir. Please come and use this mic here so we can get this recorded.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mr. Clark. I'm the owner of the property. And the waiver, what have you, I don't really know why we need a waiver. We have done nothing incorrect. We followed the rules. We applied the right way. Everything was done correctly. We're at the point now, we'll take whatever to get started again. We've been shut down for a month. You know what, shutting down a construction project for a month, the cost involved in that, when you're already laying foundations, you got to open ditches, foundation work. We're just sitting there, materials. We had 27 inches of rain since this happened. It's really like nothing I've ever dealt with before. I can understand if I've done something wrong. I'm clearly able to understand that. This I can't understand. And the worst part about it is, from my standpoint and Chris's standpoint, and why I got involved, we cannot get anybody to call us back, anybody to return our emails. The mayor was supposed to call me back twice. I had a 30-minute meeting with the mayor here. I've been out here 5 times. We're just not making any progress. And we're being punished for something we shouldn't be punished for. We followed the rules.
Okay.
We did everything right.
Thank you.
I just want to be a tax-paying citizen, build my house, and move forward.
Right.
That's all I'm asking.
Understand, we cannot override the mayor authorities. However, she will get back with you first of next week. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
How do we go about filling out this waiver?
Email us, send an email requesting the waiver.
There's no actual formal process. It's an email.
It's not in the ordinance. So it's not, there's no formal process in the ordinance. It's a very bad ordinance. I'm working on fixing it.
Couldn't have been considered a waiver. All the emails we sent couldn't have been considered a waiver. You don't know? You're telling me.
It's not a good ordinance, but I'm trying to find a way for him to be able to request this waiver. I've told his soil person, I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name, and he's involved in the emails, and so is Mr. Clark, that they should apply for the that waiver from the mayor.
I sent you an email. I can show it to you about 2 weeks ago that says just that with a snippet of the ordinance. I got no response.
I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing that, but I get a lot of emails.
Helps to read.
Sir, could you just send an email for the waiver?
Yes.
And,
I need it to come from the property owner.
Okay. Thank you.
She said, do you have a number for the ordinance?
No, not, I think it's 58-105, I believe.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, we'll have is there any other public comment?
No more comment.
Thank you. This time, we're going to our old business.
Mr. Chairman, I think there's been, I think the last meeting, Jenny, you correct me if I'm wrong, I think we stopped at neighborhood commercial and we did not get through all of it. And I think we just approved the minutes with all the stuff that was in there that we did not discuss.
We did not discuss it.
Yes, sir. We stopped, it was general commercial.
We stopped at neighborhood commercial.
Okay.
There may have been discussion, but I don't think that we voted on anything. We stopped at neighborhood commercial.
Okay, so we need to go back and readdress that neighborhood commercial. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. We'll pick up where we left off.
No, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. So where do we
So
take off?
basically, this evening, what I thought we could do is go through all of the districts to be sure that we understand all the changes that are being made. And I do not believe in the minutes, even though it shows general commercial, that we discussed general commercial. We specifically stopped at the neighborhood commercial.
Okay, all right. So we can start at neighborhood commercial. Well, what page is that started on?
We're going to start at the beginning, which would be RA, and just make sure, just in general, and you have a handout, you have two. One of them lists the first lot as 30,000 square feet, which is RA now, and the new one lists RA 3 acres. I used to have them color coded, but they're not now. So the proposed one lists the first lot as 3 acres.
Is that your second page?
So that is RA, it will be 3 acres.
Okay.
And if you look at the document, you'll see in the different sections, the changes are in red, so that you can distinguish that. I just want to go through this to make sure that everybody understands what we have changed it to,
That's fine.
and what we've changed the setbacks to in each case, and the lot width. That's primarily the changes lot size, some setbacks will change, and the minimum lot width. So you can look at RA at 1 acre, R1 is an acre and a half, and R1M, we settled on 3/4 of an acre. The new guidelines that I've read recently for PHEC saying that a engineered system should not be put on any lot that is less than 3/4 of an acre. So we're using those guidelines. The next one we have would be, and there's setbacks for that R1, and then R2 at the bottom of the page became 1 acre. And then you'll notice the setbacks on page 422. R2M was removed. And then the next one is neighborhood commercial. And that one is, was originally a 6,000 square foot lot, it's now 15,000. And any, in our recommendation, any lot, lot that is less than 3/4 of an acre requires water and sewer. So for neighborhood commercial, because it has a lot size of 15,000, even though it's 3 times larger than it was, we are requiring water and sewer. And the next page shows you that all the lots that were less than 15,000 square feet have been removed, and the setbacks will change slightly. Then we go to general commercial, which would be new for tonight. And this lot size, we went to, general commercial, we went to 3 acres. And the setbacks are listed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. There were some things that were removed that allowed residential with 4,000 square foot lots and 6,000, and those have all been removed. Because we don't have sewer, so we really need to accept the fact that we need larger lots.
If you will, on general commercial, I was looking for it. I think my pages here are all mixed up. But in general commercial, you have that ordinance for general commercial?
Uh-huh.
You see that?
Sure, don't read that part, because that's an old copy, because I did submit my.
So we're not requiring
No.
public water or sewer for
We're-
general commercial?
Because the lot is
3 acres.
3 acres.
Yeah. Well, that was, and then we can get through it when we get through it, but I agree with that, because general commercial is going from 6,000 square feet to 3 acres.
Right.
Surely you can put a septic system on that.
Right. I added this, because I don't have a new copy.
Right, okay, it's right in front of me.
So the other thing I added to the general commercial was the maximum of 10 acres. We have a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 10. The town of Hollywood is 23 square miles, and I guess what I'm saying is we don't want a situation where we have one lot that is 100 acres that could be rezoned, all of it, general commercial. That's a really intense use for a town of this size. So we did limit it to 10 acres, but that is up for discussion. If you feel like it should be more than that or less, please feel free to.
Now, the 10,000 acres is just for the town center,
It's minimum 3, maximum 10,
This is general commercial.
General commercial, yeah.
just for general commercial. And again, it does not require water and sewer.
Okay.
If there's no questions on that,
Did you have that list of how many lots are currently
Yes.
under that?
I hope so.
Just for
I
everybody.
hope I have it with me.
Clarification.
Nope, I don't.
I'll put you on the spot.
No, it's okay. I plan to have it with me, but I was, I don't remember how many there were, but I don't have it with me. I could take a 5-minute break and go get it if you need me to.
It wasn't a lot. I'm fine with
I believe it was just over 2,100 acres, but we do have one large
it. Right. I was
lot
throwing it
that
off.
is 1,800 acres.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thing we don't want to do anymore. So in essence, it's only, I mean, it's less than a couple hundred acres if you do that subtraction.
Okay.
The next one that we're looking at tonight would be the town center. And the town center was 5,000 square foot lots. It went to 10,000. And it will require water and sewer. There are a lot of design features that are in this ordinance for the town center. And at some point, I would like to move all those design features to another section of the ordinance, but I didn't want to remove them at this point since that would mean they would be gone completely.
Right.
So at some point, that design section will be created, and all of those, and also there's a lot of regulations for signage for the town center, and I would like to move that to signage. But since I'm not working on that right, I did not want to lose those requirements. And that's basically the major change for the town center. And of course, because it's less than 3/4 of an acre, it does require water and sewer. And we don't currently have an architectural review board, so wherever that requirement was in the ordinance, I added the planning commission so that we would have a board that could review any design, I guess, presentations that come in. So you'll notice that the planning commission will be able to review the design of the buildings, the signage, all of those design criteria. There's quite a bit. It's about 20 pages, roughly, of a lot of design features for the signage and the layout of the,
Yeah, that stuff should really be in a design manual.
it needs to be in a design section. So I didn't want to remove it because then it would be gone. And then the next section we have goes all the way to page, I'm getting there. It's a really long section on, the next page is page 456, and that starts in the middle of the page with light industrial. And light industrial goes from, looks like it was 15,000 square feet, if that's possible. And now it will be a minimum of 5 acres and a maximum of 25 acres. Again, that's something that we can discuss. We talked in the workshops. If anybody has any thoughts on making that larger or smaller, please feel free. We did amend some of the setbacks as well, and the lot width, because there's such a large parcel now, 3 acres, instead of it being 100-foot width, we went to 200. An acre is roughly 209 by 209. And light industrial, because it's larger than 3/4 of an acre, it does not require water and sewer public. We did delete completely the next section, which is general industrial. For a town this size, that typically means a very intense type of manufacturing or industry, and we didn't feel that it was really something that was needed. So that is completely gone. We did remove page 460. Excuse me, in the middle of page 460, it adds for the plan development, the criteria for the different percentages of land uses, specifically open space 25%, residential 40%, commercial 30%, and I think I said already open space 25%. So those percentages for that land, depending on the number of acres, and for the plan development, it actually has, I'm sorry, my pages are incorrect. It has that is required to have water and sewer. And a plan development basically gives the developer the right to create their own zoning. So next to the PD designation for plan development, it has a number sign, because we will have to start numbering them so that we will know which zoning on a zoning map will be for which plan development. So we have, I think, 2 now, so we're going to go ahead and number them. And of course, plan development, because those, it is a plan development meeting with all types of different land uses. It does require water and sewer. It has a minimum now, currently has a minimum lot size of 1 acre, and it has been changed to 25 minimum and maximum of 40. So if anybody has a question or would like to revisit that, please let me know. Now, please let me know if I'm going too fast.
No, that's fine.
Top of page 460, we removed the cluster development because it gave even smaller lots again. And we know that we need a minimum of 3/4 of an acre. But we did create what we call community commercial. It has a minimum lot size of 1 acre and a maximum of,
40 acres? Plan development?
no, the community commercial, because you guys have my new copy. I don't have the new one. And I added a maximum. But I thought it was 25 acres. I'm trying to remember.
Community commercial is a
No,
minimum
it might have been,
of 1 acre.
because I think it's 1 acre with a max of 3 acres, I think. Was that what it did, 3 acres? The maximum gross square footage for the, it should be on page 460. See right here?
That's 460 right now.
Okay, so it's just not in red because we,
Right.
so the cluster, oh, you have an old copy. It's not on your copy, sorry. This is it here. You can read it. I believe it's a maximum of 3 acres.
3, okay.
The requirement there for gross square footage is 15,000 square feet. The setbacks are listed. It also lists 1 parking space per 250 square feet of retail space and a minimum lot width of 200 feet. Does anybody have any questions on that? The next pages have the use table, and it is how it is existing. And the next zone district is on page 471, is rural conservation, which at one time I was told was from the ordinance, and the commissioners would like to reinstate it. And this has a minimum lot of 10 acres. There's no maximum. And basically the reason there's no maximum is because it's not an intense use. So it just keeps the land as in the natural state. anyone has any questions on that, please let me know. The last zoning district, I believe, is called PE Parks and Entertainment, and it lists the minimum lot size for this is 3 acres. And I have a statement in here that says the Planning Commission may make exceptions to the minimum lot size for all amenities, parks, recreation areas in all zone districts, so that if there is an amenity that is developed in a particular subdivision or planned development that is something that was required, we will be rezoning it from that planned development or that other zoning that it has to PE, so that we have control over how that lot is managed and the land use. That finishes all of the districts. I don't know if anyone wants to decide on a motion to accept or for this portion of it.
We have a motion, to accept. We have a motion to accept changes that's been made to the zoning district requirement.
I make a motion that we accept the changes as they're stated.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second that we accept the changes that's been adopted by our planner of the zoning district requirement. Are you ready for the question? Those who in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Move forward.
The last thing that's in your packet is that same land use table that's within that ordinance. However, this one reflects the changes that we're trying to make. It also removes general industrial because we no longer have that zone district, and also removes R2M, which we eliminated. And the community commercial has been added as the last column, sorry. Sorry. So it's not easy to read, and I wish it was easier to do this, but the conditional means that it would come before the Planning Commission and have specific conditions, meaning that you get to review that development. If it has a P for permitted, it means that that particular development can, it's a permitted use, that they can do it. On the bottom of that first page, you'll see home occupations, and then below that it says signs. It really should say home occupation signage. And I wanted to point that out because it means that in every zone district, the way it reads right now, the only one that was removed was RC, that if you have a home business in your residence, you would be allowed to have a sign in all of those districts. So it's just something that you might want to think about if you have thoughts on whether or not. Now, we're not discussing the size of that sign, so that's something that's in the sign ordinance, and I don't believe that it has any regulations as to size. I don't believe so.
So, let's see. So here signs is.
Yeah, they removed it, I think one of the
It's
workshops.
removed in rural conservation.
Right,
Okay.
which means that in any other zone district, if you have a home, you can, and you have a home business, you can put a sign out front. I want to say that it was a sign that was about maybe 1 foot, maybe 12 inches by 12 inches, but I don't remember. But that's something we can review when we review the signage. If you have any questions on some of the permitted uses, there were some actual industries that we removed from our list. For example, mobile home parks was removed. Let's see here. think the other one was on the bottom of the second page. Actually, this page number is 465. We removed racetracks just because it's such an intense use and it takes up so much land. And with 23 square miles, I didn't think that would be something that would really be good for the town. If there's any land use that you see in here that you have a question about,
Jenny, we're removing the general industrial, right?
correct, completely.
Now, is there any property in the town
No.
of Hollywood?
No,
None whatsoever?
no. We have light industrial, but we do not have general.
I have another question, maybe it was addressed here. Have we removed the concrete facilities, asphalt facilities, or chemical facilities?
I'm looking at the list now. Racetracks, college and universities were removed, camps and recreational vehicle parks. I'm looking. Mining was removed, gas and oil extraction was removed, metal mining was removed. I'm just going through the list here. Anybody that sees any that, they're basically just crossed off the list.
I mean, we're getting a lot of complaints on
The top of page 469, catalog, mail orders, facilities was fine, but the balance of that description is removed, and one of them pertains to gambling.
The junkyard was supposed to be removed as well. Any junkyards?
Yes, junkyard, let me see if that's on here. Because I know we talked about that in the
What was that?
workshops. I don't think they were listed as junkyards, let me just see.
What's the thought process behind colleges and universities
Because
being removed?
they're just large, they take up a lot of
No new.
space, but I mean, we could put them back in. I think it started out because we were talking about the town center, how it started.
yeah, so,
True.
now, I didn't hear,
That's true, so we
Yeah.
should put it back in.
excuse me, I didn't hear, did we remove concrete, asphalt, and chemical?
Okay, what page is that on?
I don't know.
I'm looking. We had heavy construction, including heavy equipment storage, that still remained.
So is that conditional use? Because right now, the only place you could have it was in general industrial,
Where?
right here.
Oh, no, that's CC now.
Right, but the only place it was permitted
Oh,
was there, and
you're
now
right. Okay.
there's,
And that is heavy construction. So we took it out.
Which would take out the concrete plants.
And we took out, didn't we not also take out
Hey,
building
hold.
construction?
there are contractors that live in this town that has businesses here where they store their equipment at. What y'all gonna say, they can't?
So they can store it in light industrial.
Say again?
So if I didn't, as far as I know, there's nothing that's zoned general industrial.
I'm saying, so, there,
That's the only place that it was allowed, so that means they're storing it in something other than general industrial, I'm asking.
I'm not sure, but what I'm saying is there's no place on here that allows for it, not even
What?
conditional.
What, I agree, so that was something that was discussed in one of the workshops. If you think that that's something we should,
I just know that there's a company right up the street here that does utility work throughout the Tri-County area, and they store equipment right here.
okay, and that would qualify as heavy construction, contractors with heavy on site, that would qualify for that?
Yeah, they have
So
big
where do you think,
excavators that.
okay, where do you think it should be allowed, in light industrial? I'm asking.
I would say general commercial, at least general commercial and light industrial.
Okay,
That's what I would think that would be reasonable.
do you want to make it conditional?
And again, heavy equipment is not an asphalt plant.
No.
If you guys want to exclude plants, we could
Yeah.
say, hey,
Yeah, we have two
no manufacturing plants. Y'all,
This is the storage of equipment. So why don't we make it conditional in general commercial, just depending on, so we can do landscaping or things that block it from the road.
right, I totally see.
So we could do conditional for general commercial and permitted in light industrial.
Sounds
But come out, up there, way out there.
right. Well, you're saying we can't have no more people from Birmingham in town,
No,
huh?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Right. So, I guess,
Again, this is all up for discussion. At 2 workshops, we went through this, it's a lot of information, and we can table this and bring this back up next month, and y'all can review this.
Could we approve what we have now with the stipulation that we could revisit concrete, asphalt? Another one I just thought of, because we've had a lot of residential complaints, commercial dirt pits.
well, mining is excluded. We took mining out.
That includes that, okay.
Yeah. But mining does not address asphalt or concrete plants. And I think that is something that we should probably add to make it clear as day that it is not permitted.
And I assume that if we have concrete plants now, they're grandfathered?
I'm sorry?
If we have the 2 concrete plants now, they're grandfathered?
That would probably be a question for the town attorney.
Okay.
But I would think that would have to be in
So concrete plant would classify as construction, which is the middle of page 466, I'm asking.
well, it's not permitted, period, in any zone.
And actually, it's not, it was never permitted anywhere. Construction is
If
completely empty.
it's that.
Somehow it creeped in.
So what about building, construction, and general contractors?
That's not, well, you can be a general contractor, like an office there,
Agreed.
but that doesn't necessarily mean you're allowed to have an asphalt plant or a concrete crushing unit sitting in crushing.
So I think it's the categories that we need to clear.
Yeah, we need to clarify.
We need to
Exactly.
what we're interested in.
So I think maybe we should review this, and everyone would bring their suggestions for another workshop, and let's get very specific on what we actually, because every single one of these is based on industry standards called standard, they're called SIC codes, standard industry classification, and they're used everywhere. Federal government came out with them, and we can design this however we want. And it's important for us to be very specific only because the more intense the land use, it seemed to me, the small information that I have about the town experience that I have, that pretty much everything is next to residential. So we really need to look at those types of uses, where we want them to be done, because it causes a lot of noise and dust and all those things. So we need to really consider that. And I think some of the discussions that we've had in the workshops have been to actually remove some uses. So it's really, we're not required to have every use represented in a square mile area.
Totally agree. I think probably under manufacturing, and we have indoor manufacturing and then a general manufacturing. That's probably where asphalt and concrete plants would be. It seems heavy manufacturing to me, but general.
Light industrial is where it should be.
No, it
You
shouldn't.
don't think so?
No, I don't think it should be, but it can be.
Oh, it can be.
But we can take it out.
But here in this ordinance, it's not even permitted in light
Correct,
industrial.
correct.
No, it was never permitted in light industrial. Manufacturing indoor is permitted
Yeah,
in light industrial.
that's different because everything is contained inside, so the noise would not disrupt the area. You just have to really think about where those properties are and what they're around. And that's why anything that's an intense use, if you make it conditional, then we can put in conditions for that approval, which could be buffers, it could be fencing, it could be different types of lighting, because you don't want that spillage into the other properties around it.
Well, buffers is a thing for me. I think all development should have an undisturbed buffer all the way around.
Right. Well, again, so possibly this is something that we should think about, and I'd be willing to accept anybody's comments, and I'll set up another workshop, and we can specifically look at land uses. Because now we have the zone districts that we want, and the way they should be, and the sizes that they are. And so the next thing is really to decide what use goes in what zone district. And it's a huge list. I mean, it hasn't been easy at the workshops to go through, so I think we should take the time to really decide and get our language very specific to what the uses are in the town.
I think that's a good idea.
I agree, yeah.
Do we need a vote on that?
That was the last item that I had for our land development discussion.
Okay. Do we need a vote on that? Yeah.
I'd make a motion that we table the land use, permitted land uses in the district until we have a chance to go through it thoroughly in our workshops.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we table the land use existence in the town of Hollywood. Ready for the question? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's it? Okay.
That's all I have.
That fell under the old business. Any new business? Development ordinance?
I don't have any other business.
I don't have anything. Any commissioners?
There's time.
Commissioner's time. Going in that.
All right, commissioners' time. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'd like to say something regarding these septic systems. You know, we're tasked, we're here to help our community. And we're supposed to interpret what the intentions of these ordinances are. And just because ordinances have not been updated and haven't kept up, I don't see why our citizens should be punished for that. Now, we have individuals that have spoke here. I've seen stuff on Facebook groups. This is a major issue that we need to get figured out. And if you will, just so that everybody's clear on how septic systems are approved, if you do not have sewer, you have to get a septic system. And it starts out by applying for a permit at DHEC. DHEC can send somebody out and do what everybody knows as a perk test, which has changed into a soil classification, or you can hire a private soil classifier to come out there and do it. Those are the only two options. The soil classifier is about $1,500 to come out there. They can do it faster, they can do it quicker. DHEC, you pay your $200, $250 fee, whatever it is, and they'll be out there when they get a chance to it. They both come out there and do the same assessment. Once DHEC comes out there and do that assessment, they can determine right then and there, will one of their permitted systems that they have, what we call a traditional septic system, will work, or some alternative to that, be it a pump or a fill cap. All these things do not make it an engineered septic system. The soil classifier, the same thing. A soil classifier is actually able to design on-site a non-engineered septic system that can be submitted to DHEC for permitting. If these guys can't get it done, then it has to go to an engineer, a private company that design engineered septic systems. They take the data from that soil classifier, and typically what's happening is you have bad soils or you're too close to a groundwater table. And they design a system that mitigates all of those issues and adhere to all the standards of DHEC. They have to be 75 feet away from an open channel flow. These are stated in Regulation 61-56. They have to be 75 feet away from a well. They have to be at least 5 feet off of their property line. All these things are regulated by the Department of Environmental Services. Now, for somebody to be issued a building permit, he would have had to have an approved septic system, and been issued a building permit. And now he has started construction. Just imagine you have a construction loan, you're in the middle of construction, and now you can't complete, you can't move forward or backwards, and you're tied to this thing and you're paying interest on this money monthly. And everything that you have built is caving in and collapsing and has to be redone. This is like somebody's worst nightmare.
Amen. Amen.
So we have to get this figured out sooner rather than later so that people can move on with their lives.
I totally agree with you, and I feel your pain. Put myself in your situation. We supposed to look out for our constituents. And we do more, and it bothers me, it really gets to me. We do more for those developers than we do for the residents in our town. And it got to stop. Has to stop. So we supposed to look out and make it much easier for our residents and not, put a hardship on them. And this young man, I hate to see his bill, it costing him. Every day that's work not being done, it's costing him. And we as commissioners, we need to do something. He had the okay, and then all of a sudden, it was pulled. A lot of stuff need to have been pulled in Hollywood, and it didn't get pulled. So Boone Run, I know the location, but we should have never had this reverse that caused our citizen hardship. Should have never happened. That's my take on that.
Anyone else?
Yeah. I'd like to say that in our workshops before the moratorium is lifted, that the commissioners really need to have a spirited discussion on A, we don't lift engineered system, septic system ban, or B, we come up with a plan for engineered systems that favors the individual lot as opposed to somebody putting in 200 lots. And I think we would do that by lot size, closeness to the water could be things, but those are all for discussion. I urge us our next workshop to, let's put that on the agenda. Because we got to give guidance to the town council where they want to change the ordinance or keep it.
Any other comments? Thank you very much, and a lot has been said, we went over, a lot of changes taking place, and hopefully that we will get it right. We'll make it happen. We will get it right. We will make that happen. I'm familiar with your system, and I don't know why it was stopped, but however, things happen, and hopefully that we'll be able to correct this. Thank you very much. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
No, you want to stay here?
I move that we adjourn our meeting until next month.
So move. Thank you. Good evening.